dry ice had just given him second-degree burns.
Woo!
But there's no way that any entrance that could be described as satanic bukkake isn't making it onto this list. Number 2.
Yeah, I remember when that happened, and dry ice, dry ice on skin. Ooh. What's happening, peoples? It's your boy Blaze here, back at you with another one for Venomous reactions, and we all know we are in Wrestlemania season, so I figured we get into some of the classic Wrestlemania entrances that did not pan out too well. And this is coming from Parts Unknown, and it's called the 10 Worst WrestleMania Entrances of All Time. Ooh, I know quite a few that should make the list, so we gonna see which one made the list courtesy of Parts Unknown. So without further ado, let's check it out. Woo!
The pomp, the pageantry, the endless fireworks as WWE sets fire to the sky itself in an attempt to smoke out God. No gods or kings, only mania. One of the reasons why we love WWE's biggest show of the year is that everyone gets involved, gets prom levels of fancy, and throws as much glam buoyancy at you until you drown in it. Wrestlers wear their most beautiful frocks.
That is a fact.
The set is Ozymandianly big, and of course those special entrances. Shawn Michaels zip-lining down to the ring, Austin walking through the shattered glass, Undertaker emerging through the tortured, grasping
Classical also.
souls. There are countless amazing WrestleMania entrances, but no one gets it right every time, and 60% of the time, WWE gets it wrong every time. I'm Adam, hailing from Parts Unknown, and here are our 10 worst WrestleMania entrances. Number 10, lacks swagger. WrestleMania is a long show.
Swagger.
Even before they started taking the absolute piss at Manias 32 to 35, it was a long show. One of the reasons why is that everyone gets an entrance. Are you winning? Have a lovely big entrance. Are you losing? Have a lovely big entrance with a live band playing your theme song. At WrestleMania 29, Jack Swagger got no entrance. In fact, a jobber entrance. The live feed came back from a video package, and Jack was already in the ring with his music playing. By any and all definitions, that's a jobber entrance in a world title match at WrestleMania.
Damn, that does suck. Like, if you're having a world title match at Mania and you get a jobber entrance, 9 times out of 10, you're losing that match. But damn, that happened to Jack Swagger quite a few times, and it sucks. But good thing he's in AEW doing a whole lot better, from my view. But ouch.
There was a mini racist mobile by the ring, presumably that Jack and his ornery grandpa Zeb Coulter rode down to the ring on, but the viewers at home didn't get to see it, perhaps because the Jack man was in the doghouse at the time, having just been charged for driving under the influence a month earlier. He would have got a WrestleMania entrance. Then he got high. Number 9, Mysterio.
Ouch.
No, poor Ray's knees. No one in wrestling history has been jobbed out more than Papa Mysterio's patellas, and that's not helped along by his entrance. See, the standard fare for Ray's entrance, especially at big shows, would involve being catapulted through the air by a quick rising trapdoor before executing a superhero landing, often dressed as a superhero. Snicked. The Daredevil. Hello. At WrestleMania 26, his trapdoor no-sold his entrance, refusing to budge. Ray's pyro went off, the kind that would normally accompany him popping up through the floor, but then the camera hastily cut to the crowd as people backstage started shouting, "Fuck, fuck, oh, fuck, fuck," into their headsets. After covering the crowd for what felt like ages, the camera finally cut to a super jarring close-up of Mysterio on the ramp, eyes wide now apart from having pegged it round the corner up onto the ramp. Probably Dom-related sabotage. He's always had it in for him. Number 8, Bray.
Damn, I know the people backstage that was in charge of Rey Mysterio's entrance. I know they got a verbal ass chewing out the, no pun intended, out the ass. Wait, what? All right, never mind. But yeah, man, when you mess up on a major entrance at Mania, yeah. either you're gonna get a verbal ass chewing or fired. Mostly both. That's gotta suck.
Straw man. Oh, Bray, darkness is your friend.
Bray
Unless that
Straw
darkness is a
Man.
UV
I'm
light, in which case
done.
it's not your friend, turn it off. Bray Wyatt can usually be relied on for two things: spookums of varying quality and a killer entrance. Ever since the beginning, he's
Facts.
had one of the best. Darkness lit by lantern light, with the WWE Universe providing that firefly magic. Beautiful, unique,
That is
perfect.
true.
Which made his entrance at WrestleMania 31 all the more disappointing because of one simple thing. It happened while it was still light out. Wyatt was wrestling The Undertaker, whose entrance also suffered, but nowhere near as much as Bray's, because it involves spooky scarecrows borrowed from a local Amdram society doing zombie walk nonsense, and Bray walking down to the ring via lantern
Ouch.
light in the afternoon. Bray, my dude, you don't need the lantern. You can see. We can all see. Us and your silly Party City Wizard of Oz boyfriends. Number
Yeah, honestly, I think the whole Bray Wyatt and Undertaker match would have benefited more if it was like later on during the card, like when there's no light out. So I can see where he's coming from, because both Bray Wyatt and Undertaker's entrance, they both suffered horribly due to the fact that it was still daylight when their match happened. So I get it. I understand. But man, it would have been better if it was like later on during like the card, like the whole WrestleMania card or whatnot.
all down. Look, walking isn't easy. One foot in front of the other. Slow down, Professor. And never is it harder to walk than on the grandest stage of them all. Seth Rollins famously almost fainted during his WrestleMania 35 entrance, and while he narrowly avoided disaster, not everyone has been so lucky. At WrestleMania 20, Ultimo Dragon, one of the most decorated luchadors of all time,
I
tripped
remember
over not
this.
once but twice on his own cape during his entrance to the Cruiserweight Open, which has been carefully
That's
edited around
horrible.
on the network. Also edited around the network, Mandy Rose slipping and falling on the rain-soaked ramp at WrestleMania 37 during her entrance alongside Dana Brooke. What has not been edited around, because screw Drax, I suppose Big Dave doesn't even go here, Batista at WrestleMania 35, tripping over the middle rope on his way into the ring to face off against Triple H in a big, boring match. And honestly, the fact that Ultimo Dragon
Ouch.
having a tiny tumble was cut around and one of the most famous actors in the world stacking it hasn't, that's very, very funny. Number 6, Randy rides the sperm. Oh, WWE, you and your graphics. While it would be easy to dedicate a worst entrances list to WWE's often appalling use of those 3D rendered AR tech sneezes, I mean, I just want to stop seeing that big gold Roman, or the big-time Bex, or Bianca's terrifying disembodied mouth Pokemon. But no, this entry is about a
Damn.
different type of graphic, the one that was projected onto the entrance ramp during Randy Orton's ludicrous match against Bug Life Bray Wyatt at Mania 33. It was a bad night for projections that night. Stop it. Bray had a good entrance because this time he waited until the sun went down, but Randy's made the audience piss themselves. He came out, did his pose, and then walked down to the ramp as what was supposed to be a giant snake writhed on the ramp underneath him. However, with its big bulbous head and swimming tail, looked just like a giant sperm, ladies and gentlemen, one with a
Ouch.
terrible frame rate that would judder and clip under his boots as he walked. Very funny to think of Orton looking down during his entrance and whispering to himself, "Oh, fucking hell."
That's-
Also later at
that's
Mania
gotta
35,
suck.
he came out between two giant AR turds. Why? Number 5, Paul.
Honestly, them 3D graphics is killing me. It's got to a point where you start to see them like every single week, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. Like honestly, it's overkill. It's overkill. I get it. I get it. I give points for creativity, but most of the times it don't pan out too well, as we're learning as we're learning right now. Oh, poor Randy. He deserved a better entrance with his match with Bray Wyatt during that WrestleMania. He deserved better better graphics than that. Whew. Oh God.
Paul's bullshit. Part 1. There are very few things that
Oh,
are always
Part
funny.
1.
A man getting hit in the crotch by a football, old people swearing, and Triple H's WrestleMania entrances, the end result of typing big tough guy into Google images and going with the first thing you see. And what could be more tough than a giant tricycle, an incredibly slow moving police chase, and Stephanie McMahon looking like Sandy at the end of Grease. The size of the lapels on that leather waistcoat, trips never change. I was there in person to see that, and I fell off my fucking chair at his little vroom vroom. It looked like him and Steph were being pulled over on their way home from seeing the Rocky Horror Picture Show with the rest of their married friends. Triple H has managed some cool entrances in the past, the big king in yellow at Mania 30 being a particular favourite. This, however, was not one of his best. That bike is so goddamn funny. Stop being so funny, bike. Number 4, John's Bullshit Part 1. John Cena can be relied on for a ridiculously overblown WrestleMania entrance, dripping with more patriotic cheese than an Old Glory stitched together from 100 craft singles. Sometimes this works, like the marching band at 24, the honor guard drill at 26, or the gospel choir at Mania 27. What did not work quite as well was the mobster entrance at Mania 22. Featuring the cast of Bugsy Malone and also a teeny tiny CM Punk riding down to the ring on the bulletproof bomb before Cena emerged wearing his dad's coat and fired a fucking gun into the air. Chicago's greatest export, comedy mobsters. Just imagine if WWE did that today. At WrestleMania 39, Logan Paul comes down to the ring waving a fucking Beretta around, or Austin Theory bursts out dressed as a member of the Cornbread Mafia firing a weed cannon into the crowd. John, you're the toughest boy in a high school play. Number 3, Paul.
Honestly, I thought it at the time, like, John Cena's entrance at WrestleMania 22 wasn't really all that bad, but looking at it from these pair of eyes that I have now, I can understand what he's saying. Like, imagine if that would have misfired or accidentally hit one of the audience members. Like, yeah, that would have got some very, very bad press. So I get it.
Paul's Bullshit Part 2. It's WrestleMania season, so it's time to treat you to a round of frosty Triple H milkshakes. And sure, I'm making fun of the man for getting quite serious burns, and I'll reckon with that when I'm dead, but this is pretty funny though. Now, we all know that Triple H is a big toughie, and his entrance at WrestleMania 29 for his match against Brock Lesnar is very much indicative of that. And on paper, it's one of the good ones, emerging from a giant version of Vader's old helmet like he'd been birthed out of sheer metal itself. However, the entrance backfired hilariously as Triple H emerged. He was sprayed across the midsection with not smoke, but dry ice, which caked his tummy and left him looking like he had a delicious vanilla glaze, completely obliterating the effect they'd hoped the entrance would have. Absolutely
that
fair
did
play
happen
to Trips for toughing out and no selling the fact that the dry ice had just given him second-degree burns. But there's no way that any entrance that could be described as satanic bukkake isn't making it onto this list. Number 2.
Yeah, I remember when that happened, and dry ice on skin. Ooh, I know that had to be painful, and honestly, for Triple H to tough that one out, I gotta give him mad respect for that, because I know those burns were killing him. But man, it was one of those ideas that look good on paper. As far as execution wise, not really so much.
John's Bullshit Part 2. Send in the clones, those daffy, laughy clones. Send in those soulful and doleful schmaltz by the bowlful clones. They're all ready.
I
Circa
quit.
2009, it was the height of the Cena wins lol phenomenon, and most hardcore fans were firmly of the opinion that one John Cena was a John Cena too many. Well, at WrestleMania 25, WWE gave us Cenas until we can't stands no more, sending out a small army of John Cena clones in matching shirts and caps to line the entrance ramp and do the "you can't see me" gesture. I tried to count them all, and there's like 50 of them. And hey, don't get me wrong, finding 50 grown men who are willing to suspend their dignity by wearing John Cena wristbands, that must have been a Herculean task. And there are some people for whom this is their very specific kink, but oh no thanks, not for me. There is a very fine line between grandeur and embarrassment, and the idea that John Cena either cloned himself and then released those clones into the wild to die when he'd finished with them, or that he'd assembled a bunch of his friends and paraded them around in his own merch is a bizarre road to Where's Wally. It just read deeply lame to me. Maybe I'm the only one, but hey, speaking of that, number one,
Yeah, that was low-key bizarre,
part
though.
3. Now look, we're on YouTube, we're no strangers to product placement. Sometimes a little help from a cereal or a Raid Shadow Legends helps to keep the lights on in this era of generally dwindling ad revenue across YouTube's
nice plug.
barren wasteland. But if Ollie ever asks me to wear a metal Terminator poncho in a skit that even SNL would regard as a little cheap looking for a spoof, then that would be the beginning of my 30 days notice. The second-hand embarrassment I felt from rewatching this WrestleMania 31 entrance burned more than any dry ice ever could. In a bit of air quotes brand synergy, WWE partnered with Terminator Genesis, easily the worst Terminator movie by the by, to see Daddy Trips walk out looking like he just killed the Tin Man and fashioned him into the dad version of one of those entire dead animal scarves that posh women used to wear in their Downton Abbeys for some reason. I'm gonna look cool, right? Said Triple H. Oh, very cool, said the costume designer.
Oh my god, that looks horrible. Like, I get it, like they wanted to plug in some way of fashion, plug in that good old Terminator movie, Genesis. By the way, I have not watched that. I never watched that, but I heard it sucked. I heard it sucked so bad. Oh my god. And this way of plugging in the Terminator franchise, yeah. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Handing him a bunch of Terminator skulls with a straight face and a liar's heart. Daddy Paul has done a lot of very silly things in the name of testosterone at WrestleMania, but this is by far the silliest. And that's our list. What's your least favorite WrestleMania of all time? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to check out last week's list, that's 10 times WWE got WrestleMania wrong. And it's great. Have a peek. After 38 WrestleManias, there's a litany of treasured memories, feelings that WWE got their biggest show of the year right. Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, Ric Flair's retirement, Shawn Michaels' retirement, Bianca versus Sasha, to name but a few. But this list is all about the times where fans walked away from WWE's flagship show thinking, bloody hell, that sank without
Oh my god. the fact that he had Triple H on here, like, what was it, 3 times? Oh my god. I mean, honestly, I thought the whole motorcycle whole gimmick, it kind of reminded me of Mad Max a little bit. With the whole lever sleeveless vest or whatever you want to call it. Him rolling around on the motorcycle, motorcycle with 3 wheels. But hey, who am I to argue? But yeah, the dry ice one, I know that had to suck. Suffering burns from all the dry ice sprayed across your whole abdominal section. Yeah. I can see why that made the list, but yo, let me know what y'all thought about this one, man. And what was y'all least favorite WrestleMania entrances of all time? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And as always, thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this one. And don't forget to tell your peoples across the globe. Come kick it with your boys just one good solid time. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to click that bell so you don't miss a video from the kid. You feel me? And feel free to follow me on social media right over yonder. And this is your boy Blaze here saying Chuck the Deuce, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.